Human design is more than self-understanding, it's a map of our evolutionary journey. Your body graph is a snapshot of a much larger story, one that began long before you and will continue long after. We are not the end of evolution but a transitional form between what was and what will be. Human design reveals this by showing the mechanics of consciousness and the structure of our energetic bodies. The shift from our ancient ancestors to modern humans was a fundamental mutation in our auric vehicle. We moved from being seven-centered to nine-centered beings, a complete overhaul of the human operating system. The body graph, with its 9 centers and connecting channels, is a schematic of our evolutionary path. It blends echoes of our past with the potential of our future, highlighting a deep duality within us. This map reveals how we are caught between a strategic, survival-oriented past and a receptive, awareness-oriented future. Understanding this context places your personal struggles within a grand evolutionary narrative. You are living out a genetic imperative, carrying the legacy of a 7-centered past while navigating a 9-centered present. The challenge of our time is to honor both the old and the new within us. To understand your design is to find your place in this story and the tools to live correctly as this transitional form. This is not about belief, but about mechanics, seeing the pattern and learning to operate within it. The body graph is more than a diagram, it's a living map of our evolutionary journey. We are participants in a vast cosmic process, not just individuals with daily struggles. Human design invites us to see ourselves as part of something much greater. Our purpose is to live out this transition consciously. This is the beauty and the mystery of being alive at this time. To grasp our evolutionary path, we must look beneath the body graph to its hidden architecture tone. Tone is the cognitive foundation shaping how our senses and awareness are built. It's fixed from birth, determining how we perceive reality before the mind interprets anything. There are 6 tones, each representing a unique sensory architecture: smell, touch, outer vision, and more. Tone, along with color and base, forms the substructure of our being. The mutation from 7 to 9-centered beings was a shift at this deep architectural level. The tonal framework of our ancestors was built for a different world. Ours allows for new awareness. The 9-centered form isn't just more complex, it's fundamentally different, with a new cognitive architecture. This opens the door to a receptive, non-strategic way of being. Evolution in human design is not just about new centers, but a profound shift in how we're built to perceive. Understanding tone reveals that our evolution is a mechanical reality, not just a concept. The promise of the 9-centered human is rooted in this new tonal architecture. The division between left and right in human design reflects our evolutionary story. The first 3 tones are left, strategic, focused, and rooted in our survival-driven past. The last 3 tones are right, receptive, peripheral, and pointing to our evolutionary future. The left mind analyzes, plans, and secures. It's the legacy of the 7-centered being. The right mind absorbs and receives, designed for a new kind of awareness not based on fear. Most people are a mix of both, embodying the tension of a transitional form. Our societies are still built on left principles, but more people are being born with right-facing variables. They often struggle to fit into a world designed for the strategic mind. Understanding your own leftness or rightness helps you honor your true nature. The central drama of our time is the tension between the old strategic age and the dawning receptive one. Living correctly means recognizing and respecting both aspects within yourself. This duality defines our era. The evolutionary shift is not just personal, it's collective. The spleen is the oldest awareness center in the body graph, governing survival, health, and well-being. Its intelligence is instinctive, operating in the now through intuition and fear. For most of human history, the spleen was our primary guide, keeping us alive in a dangerous world. Its fears are existential, rooted in the body's need to survive. The 7-centered being lived in constant negotiation with these fears, relying on strategy to manage threats. The spleen is a left center, conservative, risk-averse, and resistant to change. This made it essential for survival but also made change difficult. In the 9-centered being, the spleen still protects us, but it's no longer our only awareness center. The ajna and solar plexus now offer new forms of awareness, shifting us beyond fear-based intelligence. Yet, the legacy of the spleen runs deep. Old fears still influence us. Learning to navigate these fears without letting them control us is key to living as a 9-centered being. The spleen's warnings are valuable, but not the whole story. Our evolution is about integrating new awareness, not erasing the old. The challenge is to honor the spleen's wisdom while embracing new ways of being. This is the journey of the transitional human. Survival is no longer our only imperative. We are evolving toward a broader awareness. One of the most significant evolutionary leaps was the dropping of the larynx. This mutation allowed us to produce complex sounds, laying the foundation for language. The trade-off was the risk of choking, but the gain was immense communication, coordination, and culture. Binocular vision developed alongside, giving us depth perception and expanding our brain's capacity. These changes enabled the rise of the strategic mind and the success of humanity. In human design, this is linked to the throat center, the hub of manifestation and communication. The throat's potential expanded from expressing commands to manifesting unique truths. The story of the larynx is the story of our journey toward authentic expression. Language became our greatest tool for survival and connection. The dropping of the larynx was not just anatomical, it was a leap in consciousness. It set the stage for the modern human mind. Our ability to communicate transformed our societies and ourselves. This mutation paved the way for the nine-centered being's expressive potential. The seven-centered being dominated human history for millennia. Their energetic structure was built for survival, with the mind as the ultimate authority. Societies were organized around rules, hierarchies, and collective needs. Individuality was suppressed for the stability of the group. Without a defined identity center, their sense of self was tied to their role in the collective. The solar plexus was not yet an awareness center, leaving emotions raw and untamed. Their lives were a struggle between mental control and instinctual chaos. This form enabled humanity to build civilizations, but it was limited, designed for strategic dominance. By the 18th century, the seven-centered form had fulfilled its purpose. The stage was set for a new mutation and a new kind of consciousness. The age of the seven-centered being was ending. The strategic mind's reign was over. A new evolutionary chapter was about to begin. The foundation for the nine-centered being was laid. In 1781, the discovery of Uranus marked the birth of the nine-centered human. This cosmic event triggered a mutation. Children born after this date were fundamentally different. Two new centers emerged. The solar plexus began its evolution into an awareness center, and the identity center appeared. For the first time, humans had a vehicle for unique individuation. The mind became an outer authority, no longer the decision-maker. Each person now has an inner authority, rooted in their defined centers. This shift explains the rapid change and chaos of the last 2 centuries. We live in a world built for seven-centered beings, but we are no longer them. The old rules and strategies no longer apply. We are a new kind of human with a new operating system. The tension between old and new defines the modern world. We are a species in transition. The process of mutation is ongoing. Our challenge is to live out the truth of our unique design. This is the revolution of the nine-centered being. We are the transitional form, children of the 1781 mutation. We carry the strategic mind of our ancestors and the potential for new awareness. The world still tells us to be strategic, but our nine-centered bodies call for something different. Human design is a user manual for this complex vehicle, revealing your inner authority and the true role of your mind. In a world dominated by the old paradigm, this knowledge is a lifeline. The future lies in the receptive potential of the solar plexus, but we are the bridge. Our task is to put the mind in its correct place, as a tool, not a master. The journey is to trust the body over the mind, surrendering to strategy and authority. This is not philosophy, it's practical, mechanical truth. The chaos of the world reflects the chaos of this transition. Peace comes from honoring your own design. By living as yourself, you play your part in the evolutionary program. This is the purpose of human design: to empower your unique being,